So for example 3, we want to write an inequality to describe a situation. We're going to define a variable and write an inequality to describe each. Example A says contest entrants must be at least 18 years old. So the entrants must be greater than or equal to 18. They have to be at least 18. They can be bigger than 18 or older than 18, but they can't be younger than 18. For B, the temperature has been below -5 degrees Celsius for the last week. So let's use T as our variable for temperature. It's been below -5, so we're going to put our -5 down. We're going to use a less than sign. If it had been -5 or below, we would have used our equal sign as well. But since it has to be below -5, it's got to be T less than -5. Both of these belong to the set of real numbers because anything could be included. Any of the real numbers or fractions or decimals could have been included. You can be 18.5 years old and still meet the criteria, or it could be -4.3 degrees and still meet the criteria. For C, you must have 7 items or less to use the express checkout line at the grocery store. So the number of items must be less than or equal to 7. But this time your number of items has to belong to the natural or counting numbers because you can't go through the checkout line with 5.5 items. That doesn't make sense. So just like when we're drawing graphs in science or in grade 7 or grade 8, and you would look at whether or not you join up the points on your graph, we talked about whether things were discrete or continuous. So the first 2 examples were things that were continuous. Example C is something that would be discrete because you couldn't buy half of an egg, for example, in the grocery store. For D, scientists have identified over 400 species of dinosaurs, so the species must be greater than 400 because there's over 400 species. And again, this time the species belongs to the natural numbers because of course you can't have half a species of dinosaur. It's either a new species or it's not.